In today's world, there's many types of e-cigarettes that deliver nicotine, marijuana, have different flavors, different solvents. They come in different sizes, shapes, and forms. To the consumer, they know all about this. However, as a healthcare professional, I don't, and I'm sure you don't either. In this episode, we're going to take a look further in depth into all these different types of products. I'm John Shaske, a clinical pharmacist and a clinical instructor at the University of British Columbia. I have won several awards, including the Innovation Awards, provincially and federally, and Agent of Change from the University of British Columbia. I have a relationship with both the vaping industry and drug industry. All grants have been unconditional, geared to optimizing patient outcomes and minimizing health risks. This is Series 3, Episode 3. We're going to be looking at the features, characteristics, and the black market of e-cigarettes. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, please click on the link in the description box below. To start off today's episode, we're going to talk to a friend and colleague of mine who's an ex-smoker and is now using e-cigarettes. I'm here with Chris Hannes, a 30-year ex-smoker and current e-cigarette smoker. Chris, could you tell me a little bit about your experience as an e-cigarette user?
Sure. About 10 years ago, I've heard of electronic cigarette as a way to help cigarette smokers quit the habit. So as a smoker, I got really excited and I was so intrigued that I ended up buying about 3 to 4 different closed system vaping devices. But unfortunately, none of those worked for me. So I kind of gave up on the idea of using electronic cigarette as a smoking alternative. However, until recently, I discovered and tried a closed-system nicotine salt device that gives me enough nicotine to satisfy my cravings. I must say, out of all the vaping devices that I've tried in the past, the closed-system nicotine salt device is the closest thing to smoking a real cigarette. And I'm happy to say that I haven't smoked in about 6 months and hopefully for good.
Oh, that's very good. Now, the question is, with all of the products that are out there, the hundreds of products that are out there, how do you actually choose the one right for you?
A good question. I'm going to keep it simple. There are 2 categories of vaping devices. The first one is the open system vaping device, and the second one is the closed system vaping devices. Now, the question is, what's the difference between the two? Each type of system presents unique challenges to public health. More importantly, which one is right for your patient? Well, to put it simply as possible, closed-system e-cigarette devices are easy to use, perfect for people like me who are looking for the most convenient vaping experience. Users vape using different flavored cartridges, sometimes called pods, which are pre-filled with eLiquid containing nicotine salts in varying levels of nicotine. The cartridges are disposable and are plug and play, so all you have to do is click one into your device, switch it on, and start vaping. The closed system are typically produced and marketed by tobacco companies, which have a history of manipulating cigarettes to be more addictive and designing marketing campaigns to attract youth. Smoking an e-cigarette is referred to as vaping. Open system e-cigarette devices give users a customizable vaping experience. Devices are refillable with nicotine solutions and have struggled with consumer product safety issues. This means users can vape with many different e-liquid flavors. It also means they can mix up special flavor recipes using combinations of e-liquids, allowing vapers to create a blend of their own that suits their taste or just have fun experimenting. One of the advantages of an open vape pod system is that they are reusable. They create less waste than a closed system, and that makes them more environmentally friendly.
As Chris was saying, there's hundreds of e-cigarette products out there in the market. The issue is to minimize the black market and gain control. They can be used to inhale a variety of products from nicotine to marijuana. Most e-cigarette cartridges on the market contain tobacco-derived nicotine and flavorings. Because e-cigarettes are not yet subject to manufacturing standards, the quality and quantity of ingredients varies among brands, as does the level and concentration of nicotine in the e-liquid. In fact, some e-liquid is marketed as nicotine-free and as a result may not be covered by laws that only regulate tobacco products. One of the issues is that we have bootleggers bringing in products from offshore. These products have no quality control whatsoever. Eager to profit are mimicking popular legal vape brands, pairing replicas packaging made in offshore factories with untested, possibly dangerous e-liquid or cannabis oil, and then sold in the fast-growing underground market. Many of the reported illnesses, but not all, have appeared in people using bootlegged and illicit vaporizer cartridges containing THC, the ingredient in marijuana that gets you high. And the internet has made it much easier for fraudsters to sell fake devices and e-liquids with no exception. On social media, you can buy products ranging from cannabis oil to vaping devices and packaging materials. On online shopping, third-party sellers hawk empty package for vape products. They offer THC vaping products. Banning e-cigarettes is not an option. Through the media and people that are against e-cigarettes, there's been a call to ban e-cigarettes. However, that opens up the black market. By opening up the black market, we can liken this to the prohibition of the 1920s and the collateral damage that occurred there. What we don't want to do is create the roaring 2020s and have collateral damage because of the banning of e-cigarettes. Sloppy news reporting and anti-tobacco advocates have successfully deceived the public into thinking that vaping is to blame. Despite the repeated claims that outbreak of lung disease is linked to vaping, not a single one of the more than 800 cases have been connected to legal nicotine-containing e-cigarettes. On the contrary, the U.S. Department of Health has revealed that most of the cases appear linked to the use of black market cannabis e-liquids, many of which have tested positive for vitamin E acetate, which when inhaled can damage the lungs. We also don't know all the long-term effects of vaping, but we do know that it is not good for you. The best regulations are by informed science. What we need to do is break out all the issues. Number one, youths and vaping. Number two, the black market. And number three, the actual problems with e-cigarettes and health. By taking all three things and separating them out, what we can do is create legislation with standards, limits, and conditions that will dictate how these e-cigarettes are produced. Then we identify those products which are legal, and then number three, we can do research with the standardized products, getting rid of the confounding factors. This will allow us to do evidence-based medicine using our clinical judgment, learning what the patient values are, to optimize health outcomes, minimize health risks, and at the same time, reduce the time of the healthcare professional. If you like this video, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button.